Welcome to episode 4 of Scorned by Muses, the Avant-Tarde of Dime Square. Okay, I can hear your complaints already. Dime Square, blah, blah, blah. But I think there's a figure on the scene who transcends all the internet hype and nonsense. His name is Alex Bienstock. I first met Alex back around 2018 when he had a painting show at MX Gallery, and we used to sometimes get into arguments about art at Montez. He had a somewhat serious career as a critic for art in America before he became disillusioned with the mainstream art world around 2017. He didn't like the trend towards wokeness and censorship he was seeing, so he began treading his own unconventional path through the art world.
Most art is a meta-manifesto, because it paradoxically comes before the manifesto, and thus is beyond the manifesto.
During quarantine, he was welcomed into the neo-reactionary literary scene around what became known as Dime Square. I met Alex at a diner after he got off work at his job at the frame shop. He ordered matzo ball soup, and we started talking.
I think I was interested in trying to disengage from being overly ambitious in sort of the art world proper. So even though I do make traditional art, just like anyone else, I'm just as interested in sort of the space and gaps between things that are made. Like, I'm actually interested in real lowness. Real just kind of like good old boy like bullshit. Real just garbage. You know, like farting or like being in, like finding Hitler funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like some sort of wink, you know, of like how cool it is. It's like, it's just real shit. I really see myself as like Alex Bienstock, and then anything I do could be something that could be seen as an art object.
Yeah.
I don't see myself as like having a specific medium. At the end of the day, anybody can call themselves an artist if they have the context and the history to sort of know exactly what that means. Everything is cringe. Everything is stupid. Like, everything can leave you affectless. Everything, you could be numb to all experience. And a lot of people, when that happens, just go for the most extreme experience. The jokey conception at the moment with me and some of my friends is maybe something that we would call like avant-tarde, because it's sort of laughing at the concept of being avant-garde anyway, and it's just sort of like throwing education and sort of like rightness out the window, whether it's saying something that's like bigoted or saying something stupid or not being scared to be disliked. So I like this idea of the avant-tarde, where you're just a retard and you're not really going for anything other than just having a good time and sort of spitting in the face of rightness and properness.
Now I'm going back to school and I'm going to get my college PhD!
It just doesn't matter. We don't know what's good or bad. All institutions, museums, magazines, it's all been challenged by the internet. This question that you're coming up with, well, how are we supposed to make the world better, or what is the utopian kind of like apex of like the reasoning behind art? I'm just living in the now, and I'm finding as much pleasure as possible in my own moment, in my own scene. I don't have like a larger vision for the world. You know, I'm not talking in grand narratives in the way maybe classical modernism did. I don't have a grand narrative. Yeah. You know, I get off on a great Venmo transaction, you know, or like a funny thing I say online, or a drawing that I sold for way more than I should have, like, yeah. Or writing a song that really like gives me a great night where I can't even sleep, you know, like it's not, I'm not thinking of a larger project.
We left the diner and headed for Sovereign House, a notorious Dime Square neo-reactionary evil lair. Alex was going to be performing that evening along with some other poets. We got there early, and Nick Allen, the crypto-rich owner of the space, was having a fight with his girlfriend. So we hung out on the stoop and Alex smoked a cigarette.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you.
Was that his girlfriend?
No. That's Nick Allen, the owner of Soccer.
Yeah. No, I've like seen him around. Do you know like anything about it, or is it just personal?
No idea what it was.
The cigarette smoking continued for the next couple of hours. The various figures which crawled out of the internet and into the basement mostly talked about their social media accounts.
All right.
I think that's gay.
I thought you didn't have opinions. I thought you were posting
No, I
opinions.
do have.
Oh.
I have a lot of opinions, but I'm focused on the content, not on the.
Right.
Like I'm not talking
You're
about
not
my
just
opinion.
tripping,
I used to constantly be bitching on Twitter about like what I thought was gay and shit.
Yeah.
Now you're back to that.
No, I'm off of Twitter.
off.
I'm muted notifications.
Yeah, I haven't seen you on Twitter actually.
Yeah.
It's all right. You gotta take breaks.
Well, I muted all my group chats. I was trying to
Finally, the event started around 9. The night opened with a confession of anxiety.
I've often heard it said that no good art has ever come out of Times Square.
I found that most of the performances were tinged by a deep insecurity that penetrated further than mere stage fright.
She was a 19-year-old virgin. She just graduated from college. We worked at...
This guy just bragged about taking virginities, but the professed Lothario was squirming in his chair the entire time. There was a play about sex and boredom, which was badly written and badly performed. This girl read a heartfelt piece of poetry as revenge porn while her ex-boyfriend, who was sitting in the audience, writhed in his plastic seat.
Billy Pedlow does not understand consequences. In some years, Billy will die.
Peter Vack, who was the most conventionally successful of the bunch, was also the only one who displayed any real talent. I thought his poem was good and funny, a sort of fuckboy clouded Ginsberg performing at the nerdy theater kid party at the end of the world.
No, put me back, I was writing the last mean Peter Vack poem. No, put me back, I was a trans-face minstrel showman. No, put me back, these wiggas was all straight-jacking my flowin'. No, put me back, I was filled with emotion. No, put me back, I was fucking teen Asians. No, put me back, I lost all of my savings. No, put me back, I beat alcohol cravings. No, put me back, I was misbehaving. No, put me back, Genevieve Goffman. No, put me back, Bomb Iran. No, put me back, I remembered Bill was a Times Square fan. No, put me back until he starred in that film of Moran. Why is it always hot take and never hot give? Why is it always retarded and never retard alive? Your Honor, my client was Skinny Sam Hyde. Your Honor, my client was at the Avant-Tarde Hype House. Your Honor, my client was maxing his clout. Your Honor, my client had an insufficient amount in all of his accounts. Your Honor, my client was an off his meds after midnight beanstalk charcoal of Hutch and Strange Alex as biblically accurate AM Twitch mods spooning dark web HRT into Gigi's dog Seffi's mouth. Your Honor, my client was...
Finally, Bienstock took the stage. This other guy, who I noticed had been fiending for attention all night, sat in his lap. Bienstock shouldered him out of the way and began.
Thank you for coming to my boyfriend's reading. This is not this guy.
Oh, I really want Coke right now. Alright, this is called Buun Time, the death drive of the micro celebrity. Oh, yes. You were never somebody in the first place, or maybe you were. It's just hard to tell. You used to get 5 likes, but now you get 4. Suicide ideation. The Venmo transfers just stopped coming in, and the schizo nobody stopped trolling you. There is my locale mention. There is my Reddit mention. One time I even got an upvote. One time someone recognized me even. Yes, in real life even. They recognized everyone else too, by the way. But everybody gets recognized these days. It's really important because otherwise you disappear. You don't even disappear in a cool way that gets you a cool YouTube doc or obscure book about you in 3 years. Oh, one time someone in another state told someone else about me even. Yep, one time someone wanted to have sex with me because I was charismatic. Instead I had sex with a porn bot that was really a Pajit catfish. One time I was gossiped about publicly and hated it, but I couldn't stop talking about it. One time I told a therapist I had fans. Well, I guess I meant I had social media, but still. One time I played a venue that was really important because a lot of other people played it. Well, I guess that means that it wasn't very special. Oh, I think there was 42 people instead of 43. Oh, suicide ideation. One time I was enthusiastically exploring my lore and my finance punk origins and was rudely interrupted when they were pulling on my EEG cat brain monitor. One time I had a great fulfilling night, but I had to go to bed early to barely pay my rent. One time there was a PDF uploaded of my book on a site I never heard of and it had no reviews. A lot of important were misunderstood.
I wonder if this is how the Cabaret Voltaire felt in Zurich in 1916. A desperate cry of nonsense against the grotesqueries of the modern world. 100 years on, the same sorry display of impotence, only the trench warfare of the European countryside has been replaced by the psychic warfare of Web 2.0. After a century of posts and neos addicted to drugs, shopping, and dopamine, these avant-tardes have been drained of even the tiniest drop of optimism. Yet Bienstock seems to be the only one aware of the historical context. The rest of the tards are just riding the wave of the vibe shift until they're washed ashore, marooned on a beach of underemployment and chronic loneliness. But I have hope for Bienstock. He'll weather the storm and continue to seek uncharted waters. I wish him luck. Bon voyage, Captain.
Oh, this theater is always happening to seize the -1 and it is never whole. This avant-garde is the relationship to their own index and in-joke narrative lexicon. The avant-clout. The avant-tardist is not only offensive towards others but to themselves, which is of course correlated to the death drive of the micro celebrity. This instance of being incendiary is the will to be unliked and alienating and be liked because of it. The micro celebrity is only a meta-celebrity because of its locality attached to a network of other micro celebrities agreeing to a post-ironic theatrical narrative outside of the standard definition of celebrity. Now one can analyze an interest in aesthetic alienation or try to find a personality trait that fits. Antisocial, oppositional, defiant disorder, whatever. But it doesn't ring true because I have a good amount of friends. I don't even hate angelicism, although that's my bit. What I'm aiming for is just an aesthetic that has an impossibility to it, a glaring self-annihilation to capture an aberrant mood that can be entertaining to myself. Maybe there are some subjectivities here that I can relate to, as it of course comes from me. Oh, but there is certainly a distance. I am the Malevich of the Omni-cringe. Oh, it feels so good.